Hi everyone. In this video, we are just going to see an example of friend class. So friend class means one class can be a friend to another class. So in that case, it can share all its data members as well as member functions to another class. So in this program, it's a simple program which make you to understand about the concept of friend class. So we are just going to declare two classes here. That is class X as well as class A. So first we'll write for class X. So I'm just writing class X here. So the class name is X here. So under private you have, so we can declare the variables n1. So we can initialize the variables also n1 equal to 100 comma n2 equal to 200. So I'm giving the values here and public. So no constructor concept here. So we can remove this constructor here and void. I'm writing one function void disp, one normal member function. It's not a friend function, it's a normal member function. So we can display some messages here. That is class X member function called. Member function called. So just some message we are displaying state. Okay, that's all. So you have in this class you have one function and we are going to make this class to friend of another class named A. So we just write friend class. Friend is the keyword which should be used to make another class friend, and this is the syntax how we make. Friend is a keyword, class is also keyword. So next you have to specify the class name, user defined class name, so which we have to make it as friend. So this class is over. Now we can close this class. We always have to close the class by using the semicolon. Next, coming back, so we can write the next function. Next class. So that is class A. So because we have made class A to be the friend of class X. Then in this we are not writing any data variables. Directly we can move to the function. So here I am going to write two functions. Void, first function is void get data of X of obj. That means, so now this function, this class is the friend of class X. So it can access all the data variables of class X as well as all the member functions of class X. So we can pass the object of class X also as argument to this function. So we are just passing like this. And you see, so we can here no need to, so already we have declared the class to be a friend. So no need to declare the friend keyword for every function. Even though if we do not declare it, this function is a friend of the previous class X. So we are just writing this, and in this cout, so we are just displaying the sum is, so we are just calculating the sum. The sum is semicolon obj dot n1 plus obj dot n2 n l. Okay, just we are adding the values. We can just change the function name as add. We can write one more function for get data, that is void get data. It's a normal function we can write. Even though we write it as a normal function, so it accesses a friend function to class X. Get data, cout, enter slash n, you can put slash n, enter the values of n1 or values to add. Enter the two values to add. Enter the two numbers or two values to add. and the user will enter the two numbers, and we have to get the number as Cn insertion operator. We have to get it as, that is, here also we have to, since this is a friend function, we have to pass the friend, the object, so x of obj. So if we pass the object of the class x, we can access the variables. So we can access it as obj dot n1 insertion operator obj dot n2. So we are just getting the values, and then we wrote another function to get the sum. Now coming back to the main function. So first we are creating an object for the first class, that is a. So that is a, we are creating one obj. Next for x also we are creating one object. So that is, we can take it as obj2. Now you see the class A has, there are two classes, and the class X has only one function disp. It's a normal member function. So we can call the member function using its object. That is, its object is obj2. So we can call by usual method, that is obj2 dot disp. This is the usual way how we call a normal member function. Now you see the get data function and the add function of class A are friend to class Bx, because we know that class A is a friend of class X. So we have to, how we have to call it? So we can call this like this, obj dot, because obj is a normal function, dot get data of, so which object should we pass? We have to pass the object of X, class X, because the class X is the friend to the class A. Similarly, we can call the other function obj dot add, obj2. Return 0. Now if we execute this program, yeah, this class is not closed. Here, yeah, so it's compiled. So it is asking the two values to add. So I'm just adding some two values, 34, 67. So but you are getting the sum as 300. 34 plus 67 is not 300. So the reason is here, see, we'll come from the beginning itself again. So we have two classes, class X and class A. And we have just having normal member function in class X, that is disp. The other function, we are just writing the code to make class A as friend. So when it comes for class A, so we are just having two functions. Now class A functions are all friends to class X. So just we are having get data. Get data means when we call this get data, it gets the value of n1 and n2 from the user. But already we have initialized the values as 100 and 200. So here it gets the value from the user. So here we have another one more function which is add, which also has all the privilege of friend function, friend concept. So or it is a friend to X. So we are just passing the object of X to it as argument here, and we are just calculating the sum. Here you see, since this is a friend, we can access the variable of class X. If it is not a friend, we cannot access these variables n1 and n2. So when coming back to the main function, so we are just first calling the disp. Disp is a normal member function, so we can call the 3 through the object of X. So disp means, so we have just displayed, we have just, when we call it, it goes to the display function and it displays this statement, class X member function called. So we are getting here, first we are getting the class X member function called. The output we are getting like this. Then it is calling the get data function. So it is calling get data. Get data means it directly goes to the class A. Class A, it's asking the values to add from the user. So the user will enter two values, and again these values are stored to the variables of class X, not class A. It stores to the variable of the first class, that is class X. So but the data will not be stored. Actually it gets the data will not be stored. So the data is the data present here n1 and n2 are, it can access, but the values cannot be changed. Already n1 is 100 and n2 is 200. So we are getting the values from the user as different values. We entered as 34 and 67. And now when we call the add function, directly calls the add. So the add, because it adds only the values already present in the X. That is, it adds only 100 and 200. It does not add what the values we enter. So this friend function means we can access all the data variables, and also, so if you are just calling the friend function or friend class, we have to pass the object as argument and we call it. So it has all the privilege to access the data variables of another class. And the syntax, it differs from the how we declare the friend function. So two classes are bridged by using this friend function. Thank you.